A very pleasant morning, students. We are going to learn about Unit 1. The topic is secular literature. In last class, we learned sources. Today, we are going to learn secular literature. So, students, listen the class carefully. Don't skip the class. Okay, what is secular? Secular means secular literature is any literature which is not rooted in religious beliefs, practice and tradition. Any story which has no significant basis in any religion can be called secular literature. The idea of not treating religion significantly and it not being one of the main pillars of the plot is the idea of secular literature, which means that every story which deals with subject other than religion and the idea of religion can be called secular literature. Now we will see the example for secular literature. First one is Madhura Vijayam. It was composed by Ganga Devi. Next one is Amukta Malyada. This was composed by Krishna Deva Raya. Dear students, these poems help us gain insight into the events. Individual associate with the Vijayanagara Empire. Third one, Chand Bardai Prithviraj Rasho portrays the Rajput king's valors. This particular writing symbolizes the valor of Rajputs. So, let me explain what is valor. Valor means great courage in the face of danger, especially in battle. So, from his writing, we know how valor the king is. Apart from religion, it shows that courage of king. Next, for pre-Islamic period, the only exception was Halkana's Rajatarangiri 11th century. So these are non-religious literature. Next, we will move to the religious literature. What is meant by religious literature? I will explain books and manuscripts dealing with the phenomenon of religion are known as religious literature. The Vedas, the epic of Ramayana and Mahabharata, the Gita and the Puranas can be referred to as religious literature. The Jain Angas and the Buddhist Tripitakas are also important literary sources. On the other hand, non-religious literature is known as the secular literature. It includes the biographies of important historical characters like Harsa Saritra by Bhanubhatta Drums and poems like Kalidasa. Folk talks like Panchadandira, work on politics like Kaudilya, Arthasastra and books on law like Manusmrit. Accounts of foreign travelers are also important sources of information. An important foreign account is Indica by Megasthenes. Megasthenes was the Greek ambassador. The Chandragupta Maurya court and his work provides a valuable insights into the Mauryan administration and the society. Other important foreign travel accounts include those written by Chinese travelers like Faxian and Qian Tisang. Secular Periya Puranam, Naraya Divya Prabandham composed by 12 Alvars and complete by Nadamuni. Then Thevaram by Appar, Sambandar and Sundarar. All were scripted during the Chola times. Jayadeva's Gita Govindam was a follow-up of the Bhakti movement in South India. Next, we will discuss about biography and autobiography. First, let me explain what is biography. A biography is an account of somebody's life written by somebody is complete with detail of the most important parts. Let's see some example of biographies. Dabak-i-Akbari by Nijamuddin Ahmad is considered reliable than the exaggerated account of Abdul Fasil. The volume on Akbar's region is a frank and critical amount of Akbar's administration. Then autobiography. What is autobiography? The story of person life written by that person is called autobiography. Some example of autobiography. In the 16th century, Emperor Babur is Baburnama. Abdul Fasil Ain-i-Akbari and Akbar Nama provide detailed information about the two emperors. Jahangir wrote his Mamluk-i-Jahangir, throwing a lot of light on the period. So let me explain about Babur's Baburnama and autobiography. The Baburnama, literally History of Babur or Letters of Babur, alternatively known as Dukh-i-Baburi, is the memories of Jahir-ud-Din Muhammad Babur, founder of the Mughal Emperor and a great-great-great-grandson of Taimur. It was written in Jaghati language known to the Babur as Turki, the spoken language of the Anjan Taimuris. During Emperor Akbar's reign, the work was completely translated to Persian, the usual literary language of the Mughal courtier, by a Mughal courtier, Abdul Rahim, in translation into many other languages followed mostly from 19th century onwards. So dear students, in today's class we learned secular literature and what is secular literature, some examples of secular literature. Especially we knew the valor of Rajput kings. After the religious literature, we also learn biography and autobiography. So dear students, you are clear about biography and autobiography. From this session, you learn types of literature. In next class, we will learn about traveler and travelogues.